Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus back again. You know, I was just thinking about America. I was thinking about the Republican Party. I was kind of inspired. I saw something on the tube where the Republicans had some candidates who wanted to run for office for various reasons. One of them that many of the candidates agreed on is that Trump was too old and they wanted to replace him. And this is what they were given as their main reason. And I say that because they were afraid to disagree with him on any other things that he advocated for. They wanted to get his supporters if he happened to get out of the race. So they went along with everything basically that he was about. Well, there were other reasons why that happened as well. I might mention that to you a little bit later on if I don't forget. But anyway, they ended up getting off because the white people, said very loudly and boldly that regardless of what Trump represented, what he represented most of all was that he was white. And as far as they are concerned, he's rich. And he's bold enough to not care about anybody else but whites. And these are people who are not white over there trying to mingle with white people who feel this way about them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what I have said and what is true to me is that America has nurtured a Donald Trump. You see, they say America was that new nation, the nation that was supposed to represent God. It's amazing when people try to represent God, they are so far away from God till their representation looks like hell. I don't think God needs that kind of representation. God does not need you to eliminate a gay person. God does not need you to go kill anybody. What God needs you and I to do is to treat people like we want to be treated. We are to treat people like we want God to treat us. Plain and simple. Now, I say that because we were taught that lying and cheating and stealing and hatred and all that kind of stuff was evil. We were told that this is the seeds of Satan. And so when Trump comes along and he does all these things and the people, they just run to him and they're drawn to him because they appreciate him being genuine to them. He is telling them it is all right. It is all right to be a hater if he's somebody else. It is all right to be a racist if it's someone else. That's basically what he is saying. They say this is what the Satan told, or the snake told, or the apple told, or his mind told the ones in the garden. That what was told is not really what's going to happen. And whatever they told them that, whatever they listened to, today we have that image in America. You see, I don't think there's anything, I personally, don't think that there's anything more egregious that a person can do to another than kill him. Now, to me, you've gone as far as you can go. To me, God allowed humans to come into the world. To me, God makes the decision to take them out. Or unless they make the decision to do something that takes them out. Well, this is not the fruit of today. Today, we got Republicans giving their support to what has been held up as evil, what has been held up as the voice of Satan, the devil, Donald Trump. Now, what I'm saying is that if Donald Trump was one that was trying to give life to the masses of the people, like Gandhi did, or like Malcolm did, or like Martin Luther, I'd be praising him for that. Or like Abraham, I'd be praising him for that. But he's trying to take people to the worst part of time, the worst things in life. So you got to call it what it is, and that's what it is to me. But I truly say that when you look at the American people are like, some people used to call them cattle. I don't want to call people cattle, but they are like, I want to say little children at a playground, but that's not right, because little children at a playground can get along. Maybe I should say they're teenagers, somewhere in their teenage range, where they want to flex their muscles a little bit, and they always got something to argue to say about, where the gang banging started coming around. Not the real gang banging, not the gun toting, but the woofing. And so they start this kind of activity, prepping for the lifestyle that they have recognized through what they've been seeing, that they are going to have to go through, and they want to go through it. And what does that give you? That gives you a school for the creation of all of those that support Donald Trump. That means this nation, its system, its institutions, whatever it has set up, has failed these people. And out of these people, always a bigger voice, always the bully. They want to be walking bigger than everybody. You know, when Donald Trump was amongst those dignitarians, he walked in front of them, pushing them aside like he was the man. Well, that's where he want to walk through the country. I'm the man. As dumb as he might be, I don't know if he's dumb or not. As ignorant as he might be, I don't know if he's ignorant or not. But out of order as he is, I know he is. It's okay, because this is what America has accepted. You see, America, as I was saying, this nation, this magnificent, God-fearing nation, came on the scene. And all of the ugly stuff that it was running from, it said it was running from. I don't know. It probably wasn't running from it. Probably just trying to be the first one over here to get a hand on this. Came over here. And all of that ugly stuff they began to do. Taking advantage of people. Lying to people. Sucker punching people. Taking people's land. Killing them. Really killing people. Taking their homes. Taking what they said was important. Took another people, beat them down, made them slaves, did the worst thing you could imagine to people. And grew up hundreds of years, just like that. Trying to act like they were trying to fix a little stuff here, fix a little stuff there, here and now, and wouldn't fix it. People crying out saying, I'm homeless, I'm hurting, I need a job, I need transportation, I need a life, I need this, but nobody listen, because you don't matter. And all at the same time, you were hurting a whole bunch of people. You were hurting your own people too. And there were people who believed in God. And there were other people who didn't. They were just pretending. And when it came down to choices, God or the world, they chose the world. A few chose God. And the one that chose God is dead. Why? Because the evil of the world couldn't put up with him. So they killed him. This is why when I say we are all demonic, we are alive. We're walking around in this hell. We're not doing anything to eradicate this hell. We just create more hell. We're getting on the back of people who are not sexually oriented the way we are. We're getting on the back of people who are not as tall as we are, or whose booty is not big as us. We just in everybody's case for every kind of thing. Nobody want to come together and say, let us create this heaven. Let us do on earth as we want to. We've thought about, or we've dreamed about, or been told about is going to be in heaven. Well, I just want to take a few minutes to say that the truth of the matter is this. America, listen to spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, meaning that you live a satisfied life. Donald Trump has exposed you, the world, as knowing nothing about God. Donald Trump figured he can rank with God. And with that attitude, the people will follow him to rank with God because they are just that blind. And one thing that is in most people's heart, most people's fear, death. And they know that the good die young, or when they get good, it's time to go. So I always tell myself since I got older, is that is the sign of a graduation from a person who has turned his back on the world so that he could face God. Knowing that God is responsible for being here. And that being the case, what is there to worry about? If growing up, if standing up for righteousness, if treating people the way you want to be treated, if loving people the way you want to be loved, if respecting God by honoring everybody the way you want to be honored means that somebody's going to kill you, let up! Hey man, that is magnificent. That is absolutely magnificent. There is no better way to die when you're living in hell. No better way to die when you're living in hell.